I don't know. I'm just getting this burst of excitement all of a sudden.
No, it's not excitement. It's revelation, and
I
we have a
know.
creative brain. So when we talk, it's not like, oh yeah, we'll do that later. No, we talk and we're like,
It's
we
happening
gotta do it now.
like we're
Yeah,
talking,
yeah.
and then it's like right after this, I'm taking all these Legos and I'm just like putting them where it
Mhm.
needs to be. Yeah. It's like I'm brain dumping and organizing at the same time. I love this. I love
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yes. All right, guys. We are live. We were
Come
chatting a little bit on the back end. There's a lot of masterminding going on between Sasha and I. And I'm
on.
super pumped about it. Thank you guys. Good morning, everyone. Let me turn on this fan. It's a little hot in here. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my Success Spotlight talk show. I have the amazing Sasha Figueroa on again.
Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Her on the show. So Sasha, how you doing this morning?
Good. It started off a little rocky, but
Yeah.
ain't complaining. It's not that serious. Your days change for, especially when you have kids. 10 minutes, your whole day can change in 10 minutes, and you just got to roll with the punches. So honestly, I honestly can't complain no matter what. It's just we're still here. So
We gotta roll with it. We gotta be level
mhm.
headed with it because we're doing this like basically by ourselves. It's a lot of work. I know for me, I woke up this morning. I was like, should I get an extra 30 minutes sleep? But then I'm like, Leticia, if you don't wake up now and get go in that bathroom, brush teeth, wash face, do all the things, it's gonna mess you up. It's gonna affect you. But today, I mean, after speaking to you before we did this live, I was like, oh, I'm ready to get to work. I'm ready to get do this
Yeah,
live and jump right into our day because you and I we talk a lot in the messenger behind the scenes. So that's super pumped. So thank you guys so much for hopping on. I see Therese in the chat. I see Darlene in the chat. Guys, if you're watching this live or on the replay, please type in hashtag live or hashtag replay. Share this out. Get as many people in here as possible because what we're going to be talking about today, Sasha and I, is systems every online business needs today. I'm the number one sales and marketing strategist.
uh-oh.
Hold on.
Okay,
Okay, we're back.
there you go. There
Can
you
y'all see it? Yeah, we got out for a minute. Y'all, let's look at this internet.
go.
This internet. All right, it
Everybody's
looks
on
like we're back.
it. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
good.
but it looks like I'm okay, good. Okay, sorry about that, guys. It's a little bit of a connection issue, but it got sorted out. So, like as I mentioned, Sasha's the queen of systems. I'm the queen of strategy, and now merging this thing into two, strategy and systems, it can be quite difficult for those of us who are trying to dominate our online businesses because there's so much information out there, but we don't really sit back and apply to work on what's uniquely for us because we
Right,
all have different lives, right? So for
right.
those of you who are watching me for the first time, my name is Leticia Campbell. I'm the number one sales and marketing strategist, CEO and founder of the Campbell Success Network. And I've been helping coaches, consultants, service providers, and network marketers for over a decade grow and scale their businesses by teaching you guys how to close and convert more customers and clients. So Sasha, can you introduce yourself to the audiences?
I mean, I gotta follow that though.
Yours is just as good. Stop
Okay.
it.
Well, as she said, my name is Sasha Figueroa. I am the number one online business manager around. It has been official. I help service providers and
Bam.
coaches basically take their business back and start working on their business, not in their business. I make sure that everything's
Say
getting
that.
done. I give you guys, you obviously can't give physical time, but I feel like I can because
Mhm.
you're not having to work on things that are not, you shouldn't be. So I feel like I give
Yeah.
peace and clarity and strategies. But now that I'm working with Leticia, I feel like I get to now to let her do the strategies, and I could just get your systems and kick butt with them. So I'm excited.
And working with Zone of Genius. And we have her and I have some powerful, impactful conversations every single day. It's like we're both trying to figure out how we both can continue to work in our zone of genius
Yeah,
and just still be amazing moms, amazing women, all
yeah,
right, and dominate, especially in this era, especially in this time, which can be quite difficult for some women. But we sort of like are trying to master it and plan and strategize and things like that because business is not about just making money. it's patience. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. Having that patience to know it's going to work out, but we got to keep talking. We got to keep, and I think that's what's happening with you and I. As we keep talking,
Yeah.
face to face, in messenger and things like that, these legals start to just work out that way. It works out so good.
Right.
So thank you everybody for hopping on. When you guys get a second, start a watch party, share this out. I'm going to keep saying that because this is by far one of the most important topics that you guys are probably going to be listening to and watching all week. Make sure you just get the word out. Hey, Alicia, thank you for hopping on, sis. So we're going to have 6 points that we're going to talk to you guys about this morning that pertains to systems that you definitely need today. And just like I mentioned earlier, we are all listening and hearing all types of different information as it pertains to systems and strategy and all these things. And we got to really sit back and create our own infrastructure and say, listen, what system needs to work for me in order for me to get more customers and get more clients? I'm going to repeat that again. What systems needs to work for me that's going to help me get more customers and get more clients? Because I want you guys to type this hashtag, it is about me. It is about you. It's about how you need to share your message and capture your audience and bring more money into your business. I mean, those are the things that's so important. If you're not focusing on that every day, you're going to fall and falter. Right, Sasha?
Right. A lot of people, one thing I've learned over this, actually this year the most, is that my business is my business, yes, but it's really not about my business per se. It's about me and what I'm providing to people. So
absolutely,
you really have to focus, a lot of things are coming towards us, man. A new shiny program, especially me with systems programs coming out, and I'm like, ooh, what's that one? Ooh, what's that one? But you have to stick with what you're doing, stick with what works for you, and or you're just going to be continuing to start from the beginning every single time.
And like one of my clients asked me this, a new client asked me this for Monday. She was like, well, what are the best apps? I'm like, listen, okay, use what you can use now, because even if you do spend $25 a month, $49 a month on an app or service, and you're not using it consistently, it's going to be for nothing. So you guys can see and tell that there's so many new apps coming out. There's so many new ways to go live and new ways to schedule your content. But if you're not using it and leverage it on a consistent basis, an everyday basis, it's not going to work. And you made the point, Sasha, that's shiny object, the fact that we always are falling into. So we're going to help you guys out with that, because we don't want you guys dropping the ball on what's the most important thing. Yes, Dr. Ray, it's all about me. It's all about you, girl. Yes, Therese, it's all about me. Yes, keep those all about me's up in the chat, guys. Keep it going. So let's talk about the first thing we wanted to discuss today, okay, which is a task management. Can be a system. You manage the task. Before I hopped on here, I showed Sasha how I literally manage my day by the minute. And I have to do that because if I don't know what I'm doing at 5 o'clock today, it's a problem for me. You know what I'm saying? I got to know what I'm doing minute by minute, hour by hour. That works for me. And no, I'm not a huge organizational person, but I need to know what I'm spending my time on when, because I will get off track. I will say, oh, let me sit down and go and watch a movie on Netflix. And then I'm sitting there watching a whole 6-part series of True Blood or something like that. And then I take a nap, and that's 5 hours gone, right? Go ahead. I don't even want to burst out and say something.
You mentioned True Blood the other day, and I've been wanting to see it, but I got rid of my live Hulu. So when I got rid of my live Hulu, it took HBO away. So I'm like, I want to see this show. Everybody's talking about it. So they released it on Hulu now for the regular version.
Oh, good.
I stood up till 3 in the morning the other day watching stupid True Blood, and the only reason I did is because I knew that my morning was a little bit more open. But if I did not, if I had something to do that day, the next day, I would have been like this. Just shut up, because your 9 o'clock appointment is 9 o'clock, but you got an hour before that you have to get ready.
Yes.
Your kids pop up for whatever reason, they decide they want to wake up earlier than normal. You got to take care of that. So your time, if you're not, people are like, oh, you're OCD. No, I just don't. I like controlling my time. I don't like
exactly.
I don't like feeling like a disarray or I'm being controlled by my day, because if I have a plan and the plan gets thrown off a little bit, I'm still good because I have
Mhm.
a plan.
That's right.
If you don't have a plan at all, you're just like, well, I have things to do today. Let me just get started. Yeah, you're not going to be productive
You're
at
not going to
all.
be productive. You're just going to be, I mean, it's going to be fun to sit there and watch and keep going from one thing to the next. But it's like you're going to look at your end of your day and be like, damn, what did I do? What did I do today? And that's like the worst, right? So instead of us sitting back and focusing what we did or didn't do yesterday, we got to focus on how we can really, dominate today, making sure that we manage our tasks. Us women, because we have so much responsibility, so much things on our shoulder, homeschooling, cooking, cleaning, everything. It's hard for us to manage our time, and it's hard for us to take some me time for ourselves. So, what can you say, Sasha, that when it comes to task management, that you feel that you have incorporated and been using? One of the things you and I spoke about before we hopped on, our businesses, both our businesses, has been peaking pretty high ever since this whole pandemic has happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally shocking. People, that's why you guys can't listen to the world saying, oh, nobody has money, nobody is going to out there, they're not considering this anymore because they're worried about how they're going to get groceries. That hasn't been relevant for us, and maybe because we have a really high sense of, positivity and empathy. But now that you're seeing there's been a shift where more people are coming to you, how has you been managing a lot of your tasks?
Well, one thing that I do that helps with me managing my time is treating my home and my personal life as a client.
Ooh, can you say that
Yeah,
again, sis?
my home and my personal life is a client. So if I schedule
Mm,
the way I schedule for my business, if it was a client, I schedule my home the same way. And
yes.
I don't care if it sounds cold or what, but when it comes to knowing tomorrow's my daughter's birthday, she turned 7. She asked me to take the full day off. Like, little girl
Mm,
came up to me and was like, "Can you not go in the office?" And I mean, what am I supposed to say? No. Like, I felt so guilty. But,
uh-huh.
but that told me, knowing that I'm gonna take most of the day off because it's not gonna be the whole day because she's 7, she don't run things like that. But
Yeah.
but
So
um
not the whole day.
right, relax, little girl. So because I know that I'm taking a majority of the day off, I have to make sure that things get done beforehand. Well,
Absolutely.
whether it be home stuff, cleaning, because that's still taking time away from them, whether it be a
Hmm.
project, I write everything down. I used to use ClickUp, which I love ClickUp. I use Asana now because I'm finding that it's a lot more straightforward
Hmm.
than ClickUp, where it's kind of a little, you have to really put some time into it.
Hmm.
But my home, it says Figueroa House. Figueroa
Hmm.
House is one of my teams. So
Hmm.
whether it's bills, whether it's home, chores, whether it's homeschooling, everything gets written down.
Hmm.
Everything. I start
Every.
out on a notebook, write everything down, and then because I want it to look nice, I put it in the systems, and then that way, I get notifications. So that way, my home is getting taken care of, my
Hmm.
clients are getting taken care of, my business is getting taken care of, because again, that's a whole nother client, is my own
Hmm.
business.
Hmm.
Everything goes in there. Everything. Time with my husband, I make sure it's on the calendar. Everything.
Hmm.
Everything.
Yeah. Yeah. They got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, self, absolutely. And with all that, that's a process that you have to grow into. That's
Yeah.
amazing. For me, it's like three major things. Like I use Trello. I
Mhm.
love Trello because I mainly use Trello now just so as a form of communication for my
Right.
clients. So if
Right.
I have private clients and they know what's going on without having to inbox me. And so I'm trying. One of the things that we're working on now is eliminating a lot of the back and forth that goes on in Messenger because things can get lost, the ball can get dropped, and it's just another conversation that I don't have to have where my clients can literally go onto their board and just see what the team is working on, what I'm working on. They be able to go back and forth there. So and now there's no misinformation, and that's good. And let's say one day Facebook happens to glitches or shut down. I'm not saying, dang, what was that PDF that she sent me or that logo that she sent me that we really need or her color codes and things like that. It just makes it better with the streamlining and stuff. I use Asana in the past. I love Asana. I know with you coming on, that's something we're going to add in again as well, which I'm super excited about that.
Right.
But
Right.
communication for me is like super important. And it's something that's like basically, especially nowadays, is a big necessity because we were talking earlier about how our businesses our businesses are picking up. We're getting more leads, we're getting more customers and more clients and stuff. And I have to literally monitor the conversations that I'm having. Like, for example, while you and I was talking, I was saying how somebody called me and I had to ignore the call because you automatically know what type of mess people are going to talk to you about. They're going to talk about what's going on in the world today. And right now, I have to be at a positive state, and if I'm going to have a conversation with somebody that's not about business, that's not about startups, right? That's not about any of those things. It's not productive to me. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm sitting there having a 2-hour conversation when I can actually be doing a discovery call. I can afford probably 8 discovery calls in that time span. So task management is like literally managing your time and figuring out like what it is that is the most important thing to talk about. As you say, how you treat your business and your personal life, like your clients, that's more important. And the last thing is like I plan ahead. Like I knew that you was going to be on this show today because we talked about it last week. So the minute you said yes, I just added straight to my calendar. It's there. I have 2 calls today. I'm planning those calls, setting up. And you're right. We have to set up for a lot of these conversations that we're having. So those are the things that is just like so freaking important. Task management is a. I get it. A lot of people have a lot going on, but you are the master of your time. You literally are. And like when we don't have time, we don't have time. You literally, when I say make time, I mean make time. Like I have 4 kids. It is not easy, but there's times where I would tell my husband, listen, if you're not going to help me, then you're not going to get what you want. It has to be a team thing. If we're not working at this together, then guess what? Someone is going to be getting the 10%, another one's going to get the 90%. It's just it's that negotiating of that as well, So yeah, that's so important. I'm glad that we're talking about this. And guys, those of y'all who have questions, put it on in the chat. This is a very good conversation. The second point, guys, is content creation, right? Very important for your online business today. So important. I have a lot to say about that. I know, Sasha, you have a lot to say about this. What do you have to say about content creation?
Well, I will say that I've learned, I knew a lot, but I've learned a lot from you since we've been connected. Because, I help my clients a lot. And I tend to help them more than I help myself. That's just how it is. So when it comes to content creation, first of all, and this is learning from different people and different things. If you have to know what you're focusing on, and if you don't know what you're focusing on, and I've been guilty of this before, you know your message is not clear. And so when you're doing content creation, you have to, if you don't know your message, you don't know how to start basically laying it out. You just start putting random things. Oh yeah, today I'm going to talk about this today, and none of them are connecting with each other. So, and people don't know what you're doing. There's people that have asked one of my clients, what do you do? What do you do? And we know what he does, but obviously we weren't putting it out the way we're messaging. So when it comes to keeping it organized, brain dump. Start with brain dumping. Just start from the bottom. Drop everything on however, whether it's writing it down, whether it's on a Trello board, whether it's on Asana, it doesn't matter. Don't think too much about the program. That's not the important thing. So just write everything down. Then, based on what you're trying to accomplish over the next, I would say 3 to 6 months, that's what you have to decide out of everything you're brain dumping. Start pulling things out of it. And remember, they have to connect. So you can't talk about this. They have to connect. So start pulling them out and then organizing them based on, you want to make sure that you're adding it to the calendar. You can do it as a draft. Add it to your personal calendar. Like I have a here, let me show you. I have a paper calendar, and my paper calendar has Post-it notes all over it. Inside, because I put where I kind of want to put my content. I lay it out visual in my face, and then after that, I take it and I'm actually then kind of focusing on pinpointing exactly what I want to do. I start putting it out there. This is what we're talking about, and that's it. Like as long as you start from the beginning and brain dump and have everything out and sit and you make sure it's the right message. Once you start doing it, just put it out there. scheduling is very important.
Oh yes.
You don't have to schedule, but I'm gonna tell you now, you're gonna be doing more work in the end if you're not scheduling.
Oh yeah, you got to schedule.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it helps so much. And there'll be times where I'll see something post and I forgot that I pre-scheduled it, and I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, that's perfect timing. Okay, good. I'm glad I did that. So what I do on Sundays, I actually Sunday nights I sit down and I put my schedule out. I put what I'm going to be talking about that week. I try not to do
Mhm.
it too far in advance because things change, as you
Things do
everybody
change.
knows, things change. So I do a week in advance where I
Mhm.
put a post out there that's just the main post I want to just start conversations with.
Absolutely.
And then I still put out there and try to do lives and things like that. So, but if you don't plan, pick a day. You have to spend at least 3 hours to do it at the beginning of the week, so that way you're not having to deal with it for the rest of the time. Then
Absolutely.
you're able to talk to people, actually be engaged. You're not taking up time because social media can take a lot of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you don't prep for it, you don't plan, you're gonna be playing catch up the whole time.
And that's stressful. And
It
then feel
is
like you're not doing
very
anything.
stressful.
And I hope y'all taking notes on this. Like some of the things that I do, I do a lot of different things. And I just want to sort of reverse engineer what you're saying about like once you find your message, right?
Mhm.
You actually do have content. Like a
Yeah,
lot of people feel that, well, when I hear content creation, do I in fact have something to really talk about, or what do I do? You have content. If you have a business, a message, and all these things, you have something
yeah,
to talk about. You have something to share. It's just about how you're going to do it. So there's multiple types of content that you can post, right? And I want y'all to really put this in the chat, keep notes, things like that. There's video content, right? You posting a video, whether it's pre-recorded, a branding video, whatever, right? Then there is text content, like you share quotes, whatever, saying of the day, what have you, right? Then you
mhm,
have, live stream. This is content. I can literally cut this up and put it as something, put it anywhere on YouTube, on stories, on things
right.
like that. There's all types of content. And what I do is, and there's pictures too, right? So what I do is I organize my like content theme. Like, okay, um, you got the video, you got the text, you got the photos, and then you have everything else. So I do it that way. So I said, okay, this morning I'm going to go live, so that's my content. Then and I wrote this down, at 11 a.m. I do another post. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do a picture post. At 2 p.m. I'm going to do a video post. At 5 p.m. I'm going to do another post. So I just put a timer on my phone, and then once that goes off, I already have put the post out there.
Mhm.
That's how I do it, and that's a system that's just been working for me
Right.
very, very well. But nowadays, business is about attention. And if you're not posting consistently, getting your message out there, putting some type of content out there, you're going to lose, because guess what? The favor is not for us anymore. The favor, the way the algorithms work is not in the favor of the entrepreneurs, us who
No.
are content creators, and putting
Mhm.
is in the favor of the consumer. So now that you know that a lot of the way the algorithms are working, that a lot of times people are not going to see your stuff all the time, that means you got to push more out there, right? You got to push more
Yeah.
out there, and being the fact that we have this free space where, yes, you could do a Facebook ad and all these things, an Instagram ad, whatever. But if you just like nudge up your publishing of content at least by 50%, you're gonna get more people watching you. It's about attention. And it's like, if you're not building that excitement about your business, nobody else is going to you know be excited about it. And this is what people don't really understand, the difference between branding and marketing. Branding, yes, is about your message, is about you knowing who you are, what you want to do, and how you want to get out there. But marketing is what people say about you. So you can
Right.
say all day, I am a strategist, I'm this, I'm that,
Right.
but what are they perceiving about you? They have to first
So
say,
true.
they have
That
to
is
now
so
say,
true.
okay, this is who she is. She's a sales strategist, she's a marketing strategist, she's an OBM. It's like, and that's what the way to do that is, you pushing out more content so people get totally clear on, this is what she says she does, but this is what I understand that she does.
Right.
Right. So when somebody reaches out to me and they say, well, Leticia, do you do this? I didn't have to say if what they're saying is wrong. If they're painting a different picture of me and I have to re-explain what I do, that means that I'm not conveying the message to them. They're not getting it. It's like I credit to children. Like when we're teaching children stuff, like they can look at a problem or a paragraph and they see what it says, but how is it being reciprocated to them?
Yeah.
Yesterday morning, my son, he's in kindergarten, they read a story. And what they say, what is the main character? They read the whole story twice. What is the main character? What's the book about? And a lot of the kids didn't know, because again, they have to, the work happens with
Yeah.
how they're receiving it. It's the same thing, with marketing. People think marketing is an app, a website, of this.
Right.
No, a graphic. No, it's how people are perceiving you. What do they say about your business instead of what you're saying about you? If it matches, good.
Yeah.
Good, good, good. I hope everyone's quiet. I hope you guys are getting
Yeah,
that
you know
part.
what? It's not even just with content creation.
Mhm.
It's also even in my field, I come across that too. There's clients where
Yeah, I know, I
I
know.
can
Yes,
give them written
yes.
SOPs and they're good with it. They follow the checklist. They got their SOPs, they got it, they read it, they follow it. There's
Mm-hmm.
other clients that I realized, and I didn't know this, that they
Mm-hmm.
didn't understand the written SOPs because that's not how they receive. That's not how they learn. I
Mm-hmm.
have to do videos with have videos inside of it too. So now
Mm-hmm.
with my SOPs, I have to make sure it's written out, so it's
Mm-hmm.
there. But at the same time, there's also a link that they can click on that gives them a loom of basically me just saying the exact same thing in the SOP in the
Yeah.
procedure, because
Yes.
some
Yes.
people they need it, and then once they watch the video, they're like, "Oh, I got this." Like, even though it's the same thing I said, it doesn't matter if they
It's how
didn't
they
receive
perceive it.
it. Then it's pointless.
Absolutely.
So
It's
yeah,
how they perceive it as. So we need to like take all these like theatrical words and verbiages out of
pay
our
attention to
vocabulary.
people.
Yeah, because it looks like it's receivable to us, but really gotta look at, well, are they getting it? Is my audience getting exactly who I am, what I do, and how I do it? That's so
Yeah,
important. And how they get it is like you got to get out there and just distribute content. You have to
yeah,
do it.
you gotta change the narrative. It has to.
Yes,
Yep, it has to
absolutely.
fit you. Yep.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now we're going to get into another, systems is email marketing, which by far is so important.
Yeah.
Email management, email marketing, sending out emails, knowing like I really like I believe in behavioral email marketing, not just sending out a bunch of campaigns, but really looking at like what people are clicking on, what they're opening, what's working, what's not working. A lot of people build the email list saying, well, I got to get more numbers and more numbers. And I'm more of like, okay, I got to get the right people on my email list so I can make sure I'm targeting the right people. So I do take a lot of people off my list, especially now on a daily basis,
Yeah, conversion, numbers.
because it's no point if obviously if you're paying for it, it's no point in having people on your list that's not really supposed to be on your list. I know a lot of times we get people that are sort of in the same competing industry as us, so they'll just hop on to see what our copies look like you always know, right? But it's like you got to really say, look at your reporting. And that's what I like about paid email services versus free, is that you can actually see, sort of, you can do different reports to see what people are, paying attention to and what bits of content that they're interested in. Email marketing is important, guys. It's so important that you got to build that list no matter what, but you got to build it with the right people. And it's not a science to it other than you building it and just monitoring it and managing it. It's not like you and I talked about this the other day. It's not a set it and forget it. It's not that at all. It's like going in and seeing, every morning, because I have my email stuff on my phone, like me going in and seeing, okay, how many people open my email from the day before? Do I need to resend the same bit of content to people who didn't open the list? It doesn't mean they didn't wasn't interested. It just means that, maybe the time that I sent it, they got 50 other emails too. It's a multitude of things, right? So now that we know that every month your email list is going to go down by 25%, whether on subscribers or you taking people off for various reasons, you got to just keep pumping more traffic into it, because it's so important. What do you think about email lists, email marketing?
Well, I
Sasha?
really like email marketing a lot because people are on their phone. So if you're able to text, if you're anything that they can bring on them on the move, it's very important. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes your audience might be good with written, straight written. Sometimes they need graphics. It really depends, but you don't know unless you look at those numbers. One big thing about being an
Mm-hmm.
OPM is metric managing. When it comes to
Yes.
email marketing, if you don't, you're not waiting 3 days after the email was sent to see the stats. If they're going to open it, they're going
Mm-hmm.
to open right then and there.
Yeah.
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 So, you're not, oh, well, I'll see what the numbers are next week on that email. No,
No, it's like
the time
24
has
hours
come.
after, literally.
Exactly. So, but if you're not looking
Mm-hmm.
at your numbers and you're not actually paying attention to what people are clicking, and if you don't have somebody if you're doing email marketing and you feel like your emails are not getting across, it might not be that you're not, your message is, it's just the way you set it up. Um, find somebody that does email
Mm-hmm.
marketing. There are so many VAs or so many people that do just email marketing. That's all they do, nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
They are an expert in that field. And it doesn't have to be expensive, especially if you're going to be paying. If you're going to be paying for an email marketing program, which, like you said, the free ones, they give you nothing.
Yeah, they don't give
They
you
give you
anything.
nothing. You have no control. It's just you can get more out of having a G Suite email set up than a free email marketing thing.
Yeah, and people tell you to get started with that. And I'm gonna be honest. I started off in network marketing. I started off immediately. I went on Constant Contact. I
Yeah,
paid, the price and everything. I'm glad I did that because you know why? I would have missed out on so many potential sales and
right.
potential downline because if I had went to a Mailchimp or another free service, I would have dropped the ball because you can't really do a lot of the stuff with free that versus the paid stuff. Email marketing for me is like a top investment for me. I mean, if I could think of anything else that I'm so happy I invested in early
Okay.
on, email marketing, I could easily get back into selling products, because I still have that list. I still have that list
Yeah.
of thousands of people who, when I was in that industry, I could just go right back and say, "Hey, I just launched my cosmetic line or something." You know what I'm saying? Like now I have that. When sometimes when you are building a list, especially if you're in direct sales and marketing, and you send it over to the website, that's theirs. That contact is theirs now. You worked hard for that lead, but guess what? You can send it on over to them. So that's something that's very, very important that you got to understand. If you don't have that list, you got to make sure that you have that list because your
You froze on my end.
long.
Can you hear me? Okay, there you go. You're
Yeah,
good.
we're back. We're back, guys. Look at that. Look at the devil. The devil will not win today. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. We got a little bit glitchy. But you're right. Sometimes if you don't know how to leverage email marketing, you do want to hire somebody. But the most important thing is hire somebody that's familiar with the industry that you are in. With that, because a lot
Right.
of times I
Right.
have a client that does credit repair. She can't. Where the way the rules are when it comes to emails and things like that with the, I think it's FTC.
Yep. Correct. Know your audience.
Is with
You have to know
yeah,
what
yeah,
you're doing.
definitely vet your people. Yeah, definitely vet your people. So yeah, that's email marketing is very important. I think it's like probably the top. The fourth point is a system for selling them your product or service. And people miss this part. Well, what is the system to get people to actually buy your product or service? It's so important that you need to have some type of system. I teach several systems depending on what particular industry that you're in. But systems are important when it comes to closing and converting. And like I said before, even though the whole world when it comes to building an online business has changed for everyone who has a business, conversion will always remain the same. How you close someone yesterday, same way how you will close them today. That doesn't change. But we sometimes do that and realize, wow, there's been a drop. And you and I both said, that our businesses has been picking up, but because we didn't change the process on how to get them in. That's been the same. But on the front end, you got to maybe got to get out there more. You got to do some more webinars. You got to have more conversations. I've been having more conversations now than I've ever had in the past. I know you was part of one of them when we had like a group of what 15 ladies the other night on one call.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, it's a lot of like it's so funny. All the marketers that I saw in the past that you barely saw go live. all right, are going live every day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Because in the past, they didn't need that. They didn't need to go live 24/7.
I
They
feel
just,
like it still
went and put
wasn't happening.
yeah, but yeah, now, organic is winning. Even for those who are doing ads, you still got to get out there and do that organic marketing, because that gets people to know, like, and trust you. Um, and that keeps people paying attention to you. So important. Are y'all hearing us? Oh, good. We're seeing some people. Hey, Shiva, how are you? What do you think about systems for selling them your product or service? Tell me.
Well, what I learned a lot recently, and over the time, people that I put myself around, including yourself, is that
Mhm.
stop trying to find what works, and don't change it. Don't stop trying to change it. Stop trying to,
Mhm.
just because this person is doing something one way doesn't mean that that way is going to work for you, even if it seems like they're
Absolutely.
successful in it, because they could be successful in that
Mhm.
way, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be good for you. So I have this
Not
list.
all.
It's called the Daily Seven. And what I started doing is basically, I try to focus on this every time. I have it written down here. Every time I do something, I try to remember these are the things that I need to do. So I focus on everything.
Mhm.
With me being a systems person, I like checklists. That's just how my mind works. So one thing is, at the beginning of every day, I make sure that I'm clear on what I'm trying to accomplish that day.
Mhm.
I do have multiple things that I have, but everything points to the same thing, OBM. Even though I have different things that bring to the OBM position, it's still everything's pointing to the OBM position. But
Mhm.
I want to make sure before I start the week that I know my numbers. One thing that I've learned, and this is direct sales, you're being told this for years. What's your why?
Mhm.
What's your goal? Come up with your goal and then work backwards. It seems so simple, but it is genuinely what you need to do. Just figure out how many people do
Mhm.
you need to speak to today? How many people do you need to convert today? Conversion. I mean, if I sent out an email to 1,000 people and 4 people, signed up, that, I mean, depending on what I'm providing, that could be good. But if I send out an email to 10 people and 4 people signed up, hello, obviously I have something going on there. So,
Mhm.
pay attention to your numbers. Um, know what you're supposed to be sending out. I have one person that I've worked with, where they say, regardless of anything else, however we do it, we need 30 new people this month. Every month we
That's
need
right.
30 new people. That's
Yes.
all we need to know. All we need to know is that we need 30 people at the end of this month. And
Mhm.
then they go backwards, and
Mhm.
they have their system in place. They do the same thing over again. Step one, step two, step three, everything has to go to the end result of 30 people each month, because they know how much money they want to make. They know how much revenue they need, how much income they want. And
Mhm.
actually, it was just like your training the other
Yeah,
day.
I was
You
going to
gotta
talk about
you
that
gotta
too.
work backwards. You have to know your
You
numbers.
have to,
You
because
have
it's a
to.
big difference between income versus revenue. It's a
Right.
big difference, and we think that, oh, I made this much revenue. Well, really, you just made income. You just made just enough to pay your light bill, pay your gas bill, pay your cable bill, phone bill, and everything. You just made just enough this month for your income. We're not living in a state of revenue, and like, and you mentioned, on Monday night I did a training on that. And that's part of marketing. People, and we was talking about goal setting, but I was like, how are you? I taught you guys how to create proper goals in your business by first knowing the difference of what your income needs to be every month and what your revenue has to be. A lot of times your revenue needs to be 3 times your income before you actually are able to make your income and have an actual profit. So we're missing out on that piece, because that's if you're selling products or services and you're just making income, then you're not, that's not a business. It's just a job. That's just a job. Literally, you're just working just to keep the lights on, which many of us are doing that. But I want you guys to really level up and step outside of that whole way of thinking, because it's so extremely important. And I love how you mentioned that daily seven. For me, I have mine. I call my 3L system or whatever, and how I have high priority, medium priority, and low priority. High priority to me is literally when I wake up, I like, okay, let me close some people, let me move some people forward. Medium priority for me is to follow up, and then the last part is like, for me right now is all the back end stuff. So I'm trying to like alleviate that, because that's not my zone of genius at everything, and just constantly see what I can hand off to somebody else on the team to take care of, so I don't have to focus on that. But either way, you have to just have some sense of system going on, that like, this is what I have to do every day. This is what I have to focus on every day. Reverse engineering from what your revenue goal is. So important. So very important.
Yeah,
Which
correct.
brings us, yeah, good answer, girl. Which brings us is find what you love, not what is convenient. Find out what
Mm.
you love about your business, not what's so much convenience about your business. You know, business has everything to do with, patience and practice. We're going to talk more about patience in just a minute. I always could relate back to, Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, who, he loved the practice more than the game, and we always think, well, I would never go. I get some clients that say, Keisha, I don't know, I can never be comfortable going live or comfortable talking to people, comfortable sharing my message. It takes practice. I have a client that has done webinars, and in the past month, her business has been catapulting, Dr. Ray. And it's like, it's practice. And yes, there's going to be times where you question yourself, like, girl, was that good? Or was that, what I just did, was it okay? But, practice makes perfect. You got to fall in love with the process more than you fall in love with the destination. If you're not in love with the process, y'all, then you're not going to ever get to the destination. And that's just so important. And I think we're doing things that are convenient for us in our businesses, not so much of finding what we can actually fall in love with and stay consistent with. What do you think about that, Sasha?
Well, one thing that I hear a lot, people say, "Oh, you're an entrepreneur. You must have so much time." Let me tell you something.
Oh,
I have,
please.
I have more time over the years. Obviously, I've been working from home, or I've been with my kids for years now. But before that, I worked
Mhm.
for retail and things like that. I would say that I
Yeah.
had more time when you work for a 9 to 5 than you do
Oh,
as an
yes, that's true.
entrepreneur, because what my husband, he works and he works for a company. He clocks in and clocks out. He's done.
Mm-hmm.
Done with the job. That's
Mm-hmm.
not how it works with when you're an entrepreneur. That's not how it works when you're a business owner.
Mm-hmm.
You have your family, so you have, if you don't love what you're doing, you're not gonna, one, you're not gonna make time, and two,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, a business is not convenient. Like,
Mm-mm. No, it's
there's
not.
no,
No, it's
there's
not.
nothing convenient about a business, but you know what what it does do? It attaches you and lets you do what you love, whether it be, I said this before, your business needs to be a vehicle to get to your goal. Your business is not the goal. Your business is just
It's the bridge.
vehicle that you're using to get to your goal. So,
Mm-hmm.
to be a struggling artist, so people say that's not a goal. That's just the process.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy the process.
Mm-hmm.
When somebody says you're struggling or you're hustling, it's because you're putting the time in. You gotta sow you gotta sow your oats. You gotta make your bones, as people will say. Put the time in. You have to, because it'll pay off. But I tell you
Yeah,
what,
it's about growth.
yeah, it's not gonna be at the beginning. It's not gonna be all the time glorious. And if you need help, stop trying to do it yourself. Seriously, stop.
Absolutely.
It's not gonna get you anywhere but burnt out. You can't.
And you mentioned a good point, how, the 9 to 5 world is very different from the entrepreneur world. You and I both work from home. So we both can relate to the fact that people don't understand that is a difference. My husband does work outside the home. So when he comes home, he can chill out on the bed all day, and that's fine. My brain is always moving and working. I have to force myself to shut it down at 9 o'clock, which is hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking about my business in the back.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just washing dishes. I'm
we're
thinking about,
scared.
yeah, it's like I'm just moving. It's constantly moving. And a lot of times, and this is what I've struggled with when as I was in the beginning stages of my business, and I was getting the negative feedback of, you're always on your laptop, or you're always on your phone, or you're always your head is in a book. And I was like, oh, is this bad? Like, then maybe I should, pipe it down, because I'm looking online and I'm seeing all this freedompreneur movement and this free lifestyle, laptop and things like that. But it took me a while, years even, to understand fiction and reality. How people can paint a picture of an industry that's not really what the industry is all about.
Hmm.
You're constantly having conversations. You're constantly are thinking about new ways, new systems. Even before we hopped on here, I know for the rest of the day, I'm going to be thinking about what you and I talked about before we went live.
Right, right.
And that's exciting for me, though. That when I'm not thinking about my business, I'm like, okay, this, wait, what am I? I'm
I
not, you know what I'm saying? Like we're not.
I just had a conversation with Dr. Ray about that exact thing.
Yes,
Everybody,
yes.
everybody is over here talking about, oh, I could just sit and relax. I'm not thinking about anything.
Oh no.
I'm not thinking about something because then I feel like I'm forgetting something. I'm like, there has to be
Mhm.
something that needs to be done because in my family, I'll tell you this, that I felt the eyes on
Yeah,
me.
the eyes and
Like, you're working
yeah,
too much, you're
stressful.
doing too much. I mean, I just told you my daughter is gonna be 7. She said, can you not work on
Mhm.
my birthday? And
Mhm.
initially the first thing I was like, oh my goodness, how horrible. I'm such a bad mother that my daughter feels like
Mhm.
she has to ask me that. No, yes, I will be present for your birthday, but I have some things to do in the
Gotta
beginning
finish
of
some
the
things
day.
up.
And then
People, yep.
you like that we buy you gifts for your birthday, right?
Yeah, like you want to
Hello.
get this right. You want to be able
Yeah,
to. You want candles on your cake. You want candles on
right,
your cake, or you want no candle. And
right.
like people will unknowingly give you this large sense of guilt,
Mm.
make you feel guilty,
It is
and
unknowingly. It is.
yes, without even knowing it, without even knowing it. Sometimes they don't mean to do it. They don't mean to say it. You going in that room again? Oh, you got another call? Yeah, and you gotta have that courage, and it's gonna take some time to build that. I get it, guys. I was there. I've just built it
You
and
get
said,
past
yes,
it.
that going on. You know what I mean? You'll get over it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Mm.
you have to fight for what you're doing on the consistent basis sometimes, and it doesn't always feel good. Doesn't always feel positive. Doesn't always feel amazing. That's why you having a business community is so important because you're around women and men who can absolutely relate to what you're going through. And now you feel like, wow, all these other people in my personal life are speaking Chinese, and these people in the entrepreneur space are now speaking my language, and you love it, and you just, that's really why people, community building,
Yeah.
networking is so important because it is different
Yeah.
when you're talking to an individual that has that 9 to 5 mindset versus somebody that has that entrepreneur mindset.
And
It is,
we even said it. We even said it before. You said it, and I know it. I try to get my husband so many times to get involved in the business, and it's not that he
mhm.
doesn't want to. It's just it's not his business.
Mm-mm.
And so he's going to be there to support me and ask me what it is that I needed for him to do, but he's not going to be
Mhm.
there with me brainstorming like I'm going to be doing because he's not going to be there. I mean, he's going to be a sounding board, but that's literally all it is. And you cannot. It's selfish for me to think that he's going to understand what I'm doing because
Mm-mm.
our minds are different. He's the 9 to 5
Mm-mm.
person. I'm not. I can't stand
Mm-mm.
working for somebody else. Like, I just can't.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
he's okay with clock in, clock out, be done with the day. Me, I kind of, as an entrepreneur, we kind of thrive on that, knowing that we have control over everything
You have
that is
control, yeah.
happening. Yeah. So you gotta just know what you're doing. Make sure that the people around you, and this is obviously a little bit different topic, but make sure the people around you are supportive. They don't have to be in the trenches with you, but they're also not going to be trying to get you out of the trenches while you're trying to do what you need to do.
Exactly. And accept the role that people play in your life, the position that they play in your life, instead of sort of like forcing them into understanding or believing in what you're doing. The position that they place in your life is just in fact that position, and you just have to be okay with it and accept it. The only people you should be convincing is the people who needs your product or service. That's it. Everyone else, it shouldn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta segment people into different roles, which brings me to the whole patient side of creating systems in your business. It's like I see a lot of people wanting to clout chase, like clout chase for followers, clout chase for comments, and all these things. And you saw the other day I had a conversation with a young lady who is doing health and fitness, and she was saying how, oh, she sees all these other people in health and fitness buying followers or chasing for likes and comments. And I was like, well, you got to be evaluated first. What's important to you? Is likes and comments more important, or is people going to your site and buying and paying for your virtual class? As an online business owner, no matter what industry you're in, you got to have that you got to have that down to earth conversation with yourself and ask yourself, what is the most important? Is it my ego more important? Like when I post something and I go back to it, I'm like, oh my God, I got 12 likes. I have had 22 comments. Or is all those 12 or 22 people actually purchase your product or service? And if they didn't, then what are you going to do and figure out to say, let me post something that causes people to take action and get inside of what I'm offering? So it's that ego battle every day, because again, when we're looking at our competitors, when we are trying to build a business off of building our own personal self-esteem, you can get caught up with doing a lot of stuff in your business and being busy but not productive. So that's the major thing. I don't like. There was a video I posted the other day. I got maybe 5 likes, but one person reached out to me and said, Leticia, I want to book a call with you. Booked a call with her, had a conversation, and now she's on her way to becoming a private client. That I have more value to me than if I've gotten 22 likes, 100 views, and nobody reached out to me. It's like you have to ask yourself, what is more important to you when building a business? Building a business is about converting people. It's about getting people to pull out their credit card and say, here, I'm ready to work with you. It's not about the clout and the ego and the followers and I need 1.5 billion people liking me. It's not about that. You're trying to be an influencer. If you want to be and live in that space, fine, go for it, right? Buy your followers, get somebody to come in and help you boost up, do all of that. But it's like, you got to say, I want to be like an influencer, somebody who's popular, or do I want to be somebody who actually transfer people? So you saw when I told that lady, are you in this for the cloud, or are you in this for the transformation?
Right.
So for Instagram just recently, she took my advice and started posting more testimonials, people she actually helped. I mean, those are the things people want to see, the right people that need your product or service. They want to see, can you actually provide transformation? People who are having problems now are not looking at how many people like your stuff or how many people comment under your stuff. They want to know, okay, you do this, all right, but who have you helped? That's what they're looking for. It's not all this stuff that these people are telling you. Trust me, I had somebody I worked with last time who said, Tisha, you pay me this much money, I will get like 100K followers on your Instagram. I'm like, girl, I'm good. I like this organic lifestyle. That's what works for me. Those who jump into ads and all these different things, they're trying to chase that speed. They're trying to get that sense of, oh God, I want to get to my goal much faster. And so they rather buy themselves out rather than saying, I want to really go, I want to stay in this for the long haul. And I want to build that know, like, and trust factor organically, and that helps. What do you think about all that, Sasha?
Well, I will say that one thing that people need to realize is that patience doesn't mean doing nothing. Don't set it and forget it. Don't just drop something and be like, okay, now I'm sitting here patient and I'm going to see what somebody comes up. No, because the patience is knowing that, and this, I've actually had to learn this. Everything that you do is not to bring you immediate income. It's not. So I had to really sit back and be like, okay, well, my mindset was, okay, if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to put this time in right now, I need to know that I'm getting something in return right now. That's not, because then you stop doing things. You stop. Because if you're not seeing the immediate, that immediate gratification, 10 people liked it. Like you said, I've had things that one person has commented on and it turned into a client or a sale, which was way more valuable to me than, I posted something and I got 100 likes or 100, whatever. All that tells you is that people are paying attention. That's all that tells you. But that's it. But you still have to make sure that you're putting. We don't care. Like you said, if you want to be an influencer, you want people to pay attention. Strictly pay attention. I just need them to look. I need them to see what I'm doing. No, you need to put value. So everything that you're putting out there is making your time worth it. And it goes all the way back. If you don't set yourself up from the beginning and you don't actually know what you're supposed to be putting out there, you don't know your message. If you need help getting clarity on your message, find somebody. I literally have a program where I just help people get their stuff organized and get a clear message. It's a thing. People need it. If you need clarity, get clarity. So that way what you're putting out there is actually like, it's going to bring value. And it's to the right. This is going to sound, I know that I'm probably going to get some flack from this, but
go ahead, say it.
I see a lot of direct sales and things like that, people.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing, videos or lives or blah blah blah, and they got all these comments and all this love and all these hearts and all this. But then if
Mm-hmm.
you actually stop and go back, say they got 20 comments. If you
Mm-hmm.
go back and look, 5 of those comments of support are from other consultants.
Yes, that's right. That's true.
That's not going to help you with anything.
It's not. I know a lady that
It's
was going live the other day, and she had like tons and tons of people on there. And somebody commented like, "Oh my God, you got so many people on your live." She's like, "Girl, most of those people are not even buying that." She that because I felt what she was saying. Like, popularity is not important. Conversion profits, that's important. Yeah, go ahead,
right,
sis.
right. So, but then that's it. That's basically
Mm-hmm.
it. You gotta really make sure, pay attention. Honestly, when I get a lot of comments or a lot of likes on something, it's actually a little distracting
Mm-hmm.
because I have to sit there
Yeah, it is.
and weed through and find out who's an actual lead, who actually needs
Mm-hmm.
my help, who
Mm-hmm.
actually is interested. And honestly, I know this sounds really crazy, but a lot of times the people that are actually listening or that need you, they don't comment.
They don't say nothing. I
They
talked
don't
about
say
that the other day.
anything. You have to kind
Yeah,
of
there's some people that are
see who
mostly in
shows up.
silent.
Yeah, see who shows
Yeah.
up, and then pay attention to that. The people that constantly show up. You're gonna have what we can call them the Fab Five. You're always gonna have those people
Mm-hmm.
that are always looking, and weed them out. Try to say, "Hey, I always see you on
Mm-hmm.
my lives. I always see you on my things.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk." They say, "No, I'm not interested." Okay, guess what? You know what? Keep it moving. Pay
Mm-hmm.
attention. Pay attention to who is actually there, who
Pay
is actually
attention.
showing up.
Girl, I had to put stars next to pay attention because we're not doing that enough. We're not. And thank you, Maddie L. Maddie L says, share. This is a great live. It's probably one of the best lives you guys can watch all week because you got to pay more attention. That goes to marketing too as well, where marketing is not just about posting and all that other stuff. It's about, in fact, paying attention. There's people that I see on my content all the time, but they don't comment. They don't like at all. But they're still in pain. The girl that I just signed on, I've never seen her on my stuff. She literally just reached out to me in the DM and was like, "Girl, I need to work with you." And I got on a conversation with her immediately. And that's what I'm saying. You got to sit back and ask yourself that part. And this is what a lot of branding coaches and a lot of these other coaches don't teach you. They say, "Oh, make everything look pretty, put it out there, and see who likes this, who wants it," and they have you focusing on the wrong thing. If they're teaching you to like clout more than profits. So when people are not engaging with your stuff, they say, "Well, maybe something wrong. Maybe they pay me more money, right? So I can help you build a new funnel or help you with some more graphics. And then now you're just a ATM machine to them. That happened to me. That's probably happened to many of you guys who are on here. That's a real touchy subject that most people don't want to talk about, but I'm not afraid to talk about it because I've been burnt many a times for people. But it's like you have to just, again, if you don't have that early on concept or agreement with yourself, because that's something you have to have yourself, like, what am I chasing, clout or transformation? Even with your free groups, I have to be very clear. My groups are about converting. And if I have people in there for 5, 6 years, you don't need to be in there. And one of my clients asked me, what if one day they buy? The art of saying goodbye is a powerful gift to have. The people who I've said goodbye to, who are now just recently getting inside my programs, and they're like, "Oh my God, I'm missing out on something. Leticia, say goodbye." And then we get in. That can be a cause to cause them to act. And my clients saw what happened on Monday. And I said, the art of just saying goodbye and releasing some people will get them to actually come to you ready to say, "I'm ready to put my credit card out and pay you." We always want to get stuck, have people stuck and attached to us, not understanding. The more you have people attached to you that are not moving, it messes with you. It does. It makes you question whether or not this is what you should be doing, or maybe my husband was right or whatever. And those people are going to drag you down, and we can't have that happen. So you got to constantly be at that moment of rising and accelerating and things like that. But actually saying, well, I need to let all these people go because they're not they're not helping. I want people who are ready. All right. And the ones who are ready are what's going to keep you
Right.
constantly transformation. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead, sis.
when you said that people are pulling you down, I immediately got a picture in my head of me standing there, and the people that are they just want to see what you're doing. They're actually not making moves. You're imagine yourself standing there, and you're just like they're just holding you. They're just holding you like this, and you're
Yeah.
trying to move
And they're
forward.
just absorbing your content.
Right.
Hmm.
Versus you putting yourself around people that are trying to move forward as well. Guess what? You're soaring forward. You're not being pulled.
Yeah.
I immediately had that vision. I wish I could draw because I would literally take this out
And
and
it's not
put
the
it down.
money. And I want to make one thing
Crazy.
clear so you understand what I'm saying. It's not the money that elevates you.
Mm-mm.
It's when you have people that are ready and they're ready to move, they're ready to take action, they pay you. It's that feeling of now you're around women who are making a change. And success has everything to do with the women you're around. If I was around a bunch of women that weren't doing anything, guess what's going to happen? I wouldn't do anything because y'all think it's me.
Yeah.
Oh, you got no, because I'm just around some positive bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
don't, no offense.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest.
Right.
I'm around some go-getters, hustlers. You name it. That keeps me like, okay, I gotta be on point. I gotta do what I need to do and not listen to all the negativity and do all these things because when you're around all that, the minute you step outside of that group or that energy, you're gonna go bam. You're gonna you may fly and then you're gonna crash because energy attracts energies. The energy chase too. Being an entrepreneur, that's super important. So I get proud of my clients like Dr. Ray, like Natasha Davis, like you, Sasha. Treese. That are just out there. No matter what limitations they have, they're out there dominating. And so it's a complete circle. If you have like these little dips and these little people that are just like, oh, I'm not ready. They're making 1,001 excuses and all these things. It's like, some of y'all trying to convince the wrong people. You're trying to convince the wrong people, and it's not worth it. You gotta let people go. You gotta let them go. Because the part of being an entrepreneur is forcing people to make a choice. Okay, you can stay where you're at right now, and that's fine. That's fine. You can stay where you're at right now, or you can level up and do what you need to do, and let's do it together. It's the power of choice, and you're giving somebody a gift that they're probably never going to get with anybody else because all their lives, all they done was thought about other people. They never like. I remember when I was in therapy, my therapist asked me, "Leticia, what do you like?" Girl, I was like, I would think about it. I did not know what I liked. I did not know what I like to do, or just me, just Leticia as a woman. And it took me a while to discover that. But when we find out what we
Me
like,
too.
people call it selfish. People say, "Oh, you all about you," and no, it's self-awareness. That was like a pre-frame. Go ahead, Sasha. My battery's about to die.
No, it's true though. It's true. And a lot of women deal with this. This is totally. I could literally go on about this specific topic for hours, but
Oh
um,
yeah, this is a whole other
there's
live.
and I deal with this too, and I have to kind of get myself in check. Stop letting other
Mhm.
people tell you whether you're worth it or not. Like
Oh yes.
if you feel something and you have that dream and you have that fire in you, you know it's there. It might be harder to
Mhm.
start stepping over people and stepping on people that are pulling you down, but you know what? Once you get past that, it's only
Well,
up.
I'm like this. Yeah, I'm like this. Either you're for me, or like you said, I'm just gonna have to step over you, and that's it. We're trying to make dead bodies become living. You know what I'm saying? Leave it there. Okay. If people want to stay dead and murmuring, complaining over what they're going through, you just gotta say, listen, I'm gonna step over them. And when they ready to pick up their bed and walk, I'm here. And that's the power of saying goodbye. It's not going back to and picking them up and taking their problems and putting it on their back with them and saying, let's go together. No, it's getting them to understand. Let's first get you to have the courage to lose weight, to get the courage to start your business, to get the courage to get OBM, to get the courage. Let's focus on that. And if you don't have it right now, honey, you can just stay right over there. Okay, but I'm one of the women who are ready to lift up their bed, whatever circumstances, that problems they have, they're ready to make moves. Right? Movement, forward movement is so important. So this was a great
Right.
it. Look at that. Look at the
I got
internet. Definitely go check it out and watch this live again. And thank you for being on. So, Sasha, if you could just tell everybody, how can they connect with you? Let everybody know how can they reach out to you. I know I have your link going across the
yeah.
screen, but if you can explain what you have coming up.
Yeah, the easiest way to get a hold of me is just going to my website, sashafigueroa.com. And everything on there links will take you to setting up a call with me. I can speak to you left and right, but if we don't talk about, I don't want to just sell you something or get you as a client. We need to have a conversation because some people are not ready for, OBM services. And if you're thinking about right now, my focus right now is because I don't want to have a lot of private clients because it's very time consuming. Is my breakthrough sessions, which are very important. If you're looking for clarity, if you're looking for, you need to know what systems you have to have in place to actually scale your business. Let's talk, and then we can get that situated on the back end, and then that way, all you're thinking about is when's my next revenue coming in. We get a scale, we help you grow, we get everything situated. So I am an OBM, like I said, which is an online business manager, but there's a lot of aspects to that. There's so many things that is entailed in it. And if somebody doesn't sit down with you and actually ask you about your business and they're just trying to sign you up, run the other way and be like, I'm just going to call Sasha. I'm just going to call.
That's right.
You have to have a conversation with
very
them.
Good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sasha is very good at not, fitting you into a box. Really, because that's one of the questions you asked me. Where do I see myself? Everyone's life is different when it comes to what's going on now. Like I'm about to have a baby in October, so it's how I told her what my plan was, and we just reverse engineered from there to make sure that I'm able to run a business and still take off at the same time. So that's important. And your lifestyle may be different. Your goals may be different. So she helps you get there, even though if you're not ready for OBM, she helps you get ready for OBM.
Yeah.
And I keep telling her, like, I wish a lot of people know more about what you do early on.
Yeah.
So that way they avoid all the, rinse and repeat stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you're offering discovery calls. Go ahead, sis.
Yeah. I'm offering discovery calls. We sit down and we'll talk and actually find out if moving forward is good for you, because you might eventually need someone like me, but it might not be right now, which is fine. You got to start somewhere. But there's also some resources you can get on my website that if you're not ready to talk to me and have a conversation, you can actually go on there and kind of on your own time, just log in and see what's there. So, and I have a podcast as well. And I will say my podcast is about business only, but then it'd be boring. But you can still listen to it. So just search me. I actually recently got on iHeartRadio, which is awesome. Very excited about that. It's called 2 is Better Than 1. So you can just search you'll see me.
We're leveling up over here big time. And for those of you who are in fact looking for that entrepreneurship community, like I spoke about earlier, and also learn how to better generate more sales to market your business, I encourage you to join my online coaching community at bit.ly/sales success today. To get inside, it's just $9 a month, guys, and we drop trainings in there every Monday for resources and support and fellowship and all that stuff. So it's definitely great for those of you who offer courses, who offer services like Sasha, and who also offer products as well. So it's a really, really great space to be in. bit.ly/sales success today. So again, guys, make sure you connect with Sasha. It doesn't hurt to have that conversation, especially now, so you know what to build on in your business. It's a lot of services that she can have for you for you to get there. That's super important. And I want to really, really pour out my big thanks to those of you who are watching. Everyone, please stay safe. Please stay positive. And as always, don't forget, get out there and dominate, because it's time to design a life that you deserve. Till next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you later.